Have a little standing order in the White House. Never use the word coal, only use the words clean, beautiful coal. Sounds much better, doesn't it?
I love this guy. We're going to get into this clip. This is one of the best of Donald Trump's recently. Ladies and gents, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Clyde. Welcome to the channel. The subscribe button is just down there. Go on and hit that. Now, Donald Trump would just a little while ago address the UN Assembly, and you know, these clips they come and they go, and there's a new one every single day, but this is one of the best ones in recent history. This is Donald Trump going against the whole climate scam, the whole climate emergency stuff that's going on. That's really designed to take away your liberties. This is, I mean, the old expression is, why don't they have climate change in communist countries? Well, because they already have communist countries. That's the whole point. Carolyn Levitt tweeting this one out saying, President Trump is speaking the truth. The entire globalist concept of asking successful industrialized nations to inflict pain on themselves and radically disrupt their entire societies must be rejected completely and totally. And here's a clip of Canada doing just that. Oh, okay, that's enough of that. All joking aside, this is an article that just came out by CP24. This is another branch of Canada's propaganda wing. Surging CO2 levels, a sign Canada must resist climate backsliding, says a scientist. That's right. A scientist. That's right. A leading scientist, apparently, a leading Canadian climate scientist, says a new report showing planet warming carbon dioxide levels have soared to record amounts in 2024 and is the latest sign that Canada must resist pressure to backslide on climate action. This is just another thing because guess what? People are waking up and they're saying, hold on a second. You've been telling us for how long that we're going to boil? Are we in the age of global boiling? That's right. This is what we're being told, but it's not actually what's happening on the ground. So Donald Trump took the time to say, you know what? Enough of this. Enough of this. We're going to get to the bottom of it. And the best way is to just confront it right first and foremost. Here's Donald Trump.
The entire globalist concept of asking successful industrialized nations to inflict pain on themselves and radically disrupt their entire societies must be rejected completely and totally, and it must be immediate. That's why in America I withdrew from the fake Paris Climate Accord, where, by the way, America was paying so much more than every country. Others weren't paying. China didn't have to pay until 2030. Russia was given an old standard that was easy to meet, a 1990 standard. But for the United States, we're supposed to pay like $1 trillion. And I said, this is another scam. The fact is, the United States has been taken advantage of by the world for many, many years, but not any longer, as you probably noticed. I unleashed massive energy production and signed historic executive orders to hunt for oil, but we don't have to do much hunting because we have the most oil of any nation anywhere, oil and gas in the world. And if you add coal, we have the most of any nation in the world. Clean, I call it clean, beautiful coal. You can do things today with coal that you couldn't have done 10 years ago, 15 years. So I have a little standing order in the White House. Never use the word coal, only use the words clean, beautiful coal. Sounds much better, doesn't it? But we stand ready to provide any country with abundant, affordable energy supplies if you need them, when most of you do. We're proudly exporting energy all over the world. We're now the largest exporter.
It's amazing. It's amazing to see. The clean, beautiful coal thing is hilarious to me because, I mean, it really does make sense when you're talking about coal and coal production. What are we doing with coal? Canada, for one, is producing a ton of coal. We're just not allowed to consume it. In fact, we're not allowed to use it for thermal, basically. We're not allowed to use it for making electricity. So we only use it for the steel production, which is on its way out and down as well because we can't play ball with the United States of America. But That being said, we still ship coal. It still ships over to China. So we're still supplying China with tons and tons of coal, and they're using old technologies. If you wanted to keep things clean, like, let's just be honest, people don't want a dirty environment, and people really don't want that at all. But the problem is, if we're poor, we're not going to really concentrate on this. Bjorn Lornberg, he wrote extensively on this concept that when people are poor, they don't care about the environment. So the most important factor is to make sure that people stay rich, stay wealthy, stay well fed, and then people start to look around and they say, wow, this is not very clean. Now, we're not talking about CO2 here. We're talking about, other smog and other things that that are undesirable, that are actually in our immediate effect. And what do? We clean it up. And that's what Canada and the United States and the West has been doing for a long time. But when you ship it over to China, they burn it dirty, and that becomes an issue. But then we're told about CO2 and this being a big problem. Now, we're talking about a leading scientist. Here's a leading scientist in climatology, climate science. That's right, Patrick Moore. He's been on a mission to tell people, you know what? This isn't the big bad thing that you always thought it was. CO2 may not be such a big thing. In fact, maybe we need more of it.
One of my missions is to turn on its head the idea that carbon dioxide is a pollutant and somehow dangerous, when in fact it is the most important nutrient for all life on Earth, and without it this would be a dead planet. So I say not only is carbon dioxide good, it is essential, and it's a good thing that we are putting some more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere because it was running low before we came along.
CO2, we know its benefits for plants, but it is a known greenhouse gas, and we're pumping too much of it in, leading to global warming.
Well, actually, it may be a known greenhouse gas, but it's not known how strong it is in terms of changing the Earth's temperature. And so far in this century, there has been zero warming from a statistically significant basis, and the UK Met Office says so. Yet 1/3 of all human CO2 emissions have been put into the atmosphere in the last 18 years. So it doesn't look like a lockstep causal relationship between increasing CO2 and warming of the Earth.
Are you seriously suggesting we should be pumping more stuff in, polluting the Earth more, building more coal-fired power stations just so we can make sure that the CO2 levels are good?
No, I'm not, because we're putting plenty of CO2 into the atmosphere. We don't need to do it this quickly, but if we bring it up to a higher level than it is today, we will get immediately an increase in the growth of crops and trees, which is not a bad thing.
No, that's not a bad thing at all. In fact, it'd be nice to have more crops. But the thing is, China is already leading the way on this one. They are adding more CO2 every single day. Now, does this mean that Canada and the United States need to cut down on our CO2 for the benefit of China? No, that doesn't mean that at all. It means if you're gonna preach to anybody, environmentalists, have at her. Go to China, go to India, go to these other places and tell them what to do. We've already cleaned up our act here, and we're doing a fantastic job. And I want to commemorate, I want to throw this out there to Donald Trump for having the guts, like no one else, to get up and say it to everybody right to their faces. This seems to be the attitude that Donald Trump has. He's fearless in going right to the source and telling them exactly what for. Love to hear your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about this and everything we talked about in today's episode, and we'll see you in the next one. We'll see you tonight in the live stream. Keep on trucking.